Hello everyone, welcome to this workshop session on the Python virtual environments. Over the few minutes, we will walk through the what is virtual environments and why they matter, and how to use different tools like VNV, virtualenv, Conda, Pyenv, Pipx, and most important, UV. By the end, we will be able to set up and manage the environments for your projects with the confidence. So let's start. So let's discuss first what is virtual environments. So virtual environment is basically an isolated workspace just for a project. And why? Because every project might need different library versions. Without an environment, all the projects will share the global Python installation that leads to conflicts many times. So basically, key points are basically it keeps the dependencies separate from the system Python, prevent the version conflicts, and also call dependency hell. It makes the project reproducible and safer to deploy also. Everything is written on the screen, you can understand. Now let's discuss the short history and the motivation behind the virtual environment. It basically, if I talk about historically, virtual environment was the first popular tool in. It came in 2007, and later like Python 3.3 introduced with the built-in module called Venv, which is good, lightweight, not heavy. So of course, if you are don't have a large storage in your system, it can handle. And like motivation is simple, like we needed a way to avoid the dependency conflict and ensure the reproducibility, safer deployment. That's why this virtual environment concept came into picture. And with the growing ecosystem, after that virtually NV and VNV, Conda, Pipx, Poetry, UV and UVX also came into picture. Nowadays everyone talking about the UV. Now, question raises like why virtual environments? So I told like for isolation, reproducibility, deployment safety, and security. Isolation means like if you're working uh, on more than one project in the same system, then it may happen like both the projects need same library but with a different version. So in that case, you cannot work on a two projects together because in the global environment you can install only one version of the same library. So isolation is needed. Reproducibility means suppose you are working on a machine learning projects where you have set all the dependencies inside a file requirements.txt, or if you are using Conda, then it would be environment.yml. So you can share these two files so that others do not conflict with the Python like library versions. So it ensures the reproducibility also. Deployment safety, like clean project specific dependencies you will be needing whenever you will be deploying the projects on a cloud, AWS and all. Last one is security. Avoid modifying the system with Python. Of course, like with the help of virtual environment, you can make your project isolated so that it ensures like it does not conflicting with the global Python which is installed inside your system. So it also ensures security. Now, Python interpreter, just discuss in the short. See, Python interpreter means like whenever you install Python inside your system, it depends like which Python interpreter you install. It would be C Python, PyPy, J Python also. But most of the time, whenever you are in the college or in a company, it would be like C Python you will be using. So C Python is the default and most common. And if I talk about PyPy, it uses basically JIT, can be faster for long running code also. JPython means Java Python. It also called Iron Python. So it basically runs on the JVM machine, or you can use .NET also. So like why I'm discussing this? Because many environments like VNV or virtualenv, UV might link to a specific interpreter binary. So let's discuss global versus virtual. What does it mean? So have you seen the system Python with the global packages like Django, TensorFlow, NumPy? If you install everything here, conflict will happen. So instead, suppose project A can have its own virtual environment with the Django 2.2 and NumPy 1.19 suppose. Uh, and while project B can use the Conda with the what TensorFlow and the newer NumPy, so they stay isolated. No conflicts happen between these two projects if you are like made the virtual environment inside the folder directory. So let's discuss dependency here in the brief. So this is the dependency hill is like I try to show you in folder in this diagram. So project A needs suppose NumPy 1.19 and project B needs 1.25, but global Python can have only one NumPy version as I told you earlier. So virtual environment basically solves by letting each project keep its own copy. Shim. See, Shim basically this is a kind of sequential diagram I made when you type like Python. So Pyenv intercept it through a shim. It reads .python version file and then redirect to the correct Python binary. So this makes it easy to switch the Python versions per project. Simple. This is I try to show in this diagram. Now, this is one of the most important aspect of this today's presentation. How you can create the virtual environment inside your directory folder where you are working on a project. So I shown this. Suppose you are working on a machine learning project. So hypothetically, for that you are creating one folder. Once you will open the folder inside a VS Code where you can make the virtual environment by using different methods. So one method is the Venv. Is basically it is available inside Python itself. Whenever you install Python, it via that you can create this. So like what command basically you will be needing for creating the virtual environment. So this is one Python -m Venv. You have to write this, and after that in the last you're just writing the name of the virtual environment. Suppose I wrote .venv. So when you will run this command in the terminal of VS Code inside project directory, so what will happen? One file with the name .pnv will be created inside the directory, and the file you will be seeing multiple like script, slave, different things. Like you will get Python also, different libraries. Pip manager is also there. With that, like you can use the pip for installing further libraries, which can be beneficial for your project. Now, once you created the virtual environment, what will happen? You have to activate, because you will not activate the virtual environment, then you will be using the global Python and dependencies. So for activating the virtual environment you have made inside directory depends on the operating system. If you are using Windows, it may happen like you will be using this command, like you have to write first the name of the virtual environment you named /scripts /activate. Once you will run this command inside Windows, your virtual environment will be created. All these things I am telling you to explain, and later I will show you demo also in the VS Code. Now suppose you have Linux or Mac. For that you will be using this command source. You have to write source and name a virtual environment .pnv bin activate. Once you will run this command, your virtual environment will be created. Now, so I told you, sorry. So once you created the virtual environment, now it's time to like install the packages which are needed for your project. So for that you will be using pip, because once you create the virtual environment, it provides you pip module package installer. So you can write the command, like suppose we needed two libraries, request NumPy. So you can write the command pip install request NumPy. Once you will run this command, so these two libraries will be installed inside your Venv project directory. Now, suppose you are done with the project. Suppose you are working on a machine learning project, and now you done with the project. Now it's time to deactivate, close the virtual environment. So for that you can write just this deactivate. Once you will run the command, your virtual environment you have created, it will close. Understood? Now, so this is the another method I will discuss later, but what I told using the Venv how to create, let's go on the hands-on experience. For that, basically what you will have to do, you have to create a folder Suppose I created folder with the name my project. You can open this inside the VS Code. You can use any ID, depends on you. I'm using currently VS Code because it has flexibility to use any kind of programming language. So I have opened this folder inside our VS Code. Now open a terminal. So basically once you open the terminal, just you have to write the command which I told you, python -m venv and the name of the virtual environment you are you have to run this command. See, one, if you can observe on the left side what happened, one file is made, one folder is created with the name .venv, and inside this different folders are there, include lib scripts. .get ignore is also created along with this. Inside script C, this is python executor. See, different packages are installing. Pip command is there, activate is also there. See, when you will copy the activate, have to copy the relative path. Once you will paste this relative path, what will happen? Just run this command and the virtual environment will be created smoothly. You don't need to bother about anything. Now see what I told you initially. Once you created the virtual environment, you can basically install any kind of library which is needed for your projects. So for that you can write this command. Pip is providing the virtual environment to you. Pip install NumPy, suppose. What I can use, NumPy request, one more library is there. Suppose we are installing these two. So pip install NumPy request. Of course you have to give the space also. Now run this command. So packages are being installed. It is taking a little bit time. Now basically whenever you will be working on a project, you need more libraries. So just I give demo with the two libraries. Now you can store all the libraries packages inside a file which is called requirements.txt. Basically it provides by Python. Once you will run this command, see, I'm going to write this command, pip freeze greater than just name of the library requirements.txt. Once you will run this command, so whatever packages, libraries with the version you have, it will be stored inside this library. See, inside this file. See, just look on the left side. One file with the requirement.txt is made, and these basically packages are being listed inside this. You will be having one question like, we run only install basically two libraries, NumPy and the request. So why we have other libraries also? So basically, whenever you install the NumPy request, so other libraries also which have use case associated with these two libraries, it also come with the default, like you are lib certify with the correct version. So this is just I try to show you. Now suppose you are done with the project. Now you have to deactivate, you have to close this virtual environment. So for that you can write the command deactivate. See, it's clearly visible to all of you. Your virtual environment is closed now. Okay, now we have seen this, how it works. It's time to discuss the virtual env also. This is a one more other way to create the virtual environment. For that, first you have to install the virtual environment. So virtual environment was the earlier tool and is still useful if you want to specify the Python versions. So you have to use this command, pip install virtual env. Basically this will install the virtual env tool. Now the next command, it create environment with the specific Python version. Once you are done with the virtual env, how to install, so now you can write this command, virtual env -p Suppose I need the 3.9 version of the Python, you can write, and name of the virtual environment also. Suppose I am giving the name Venv39. Just don't go on the name, just I put it. So it will create an environment using the Python 3.9 specifically. Now it times to sorry, I don't know what happens. Okay, so basically once you are done with how to create the virtual environment, you are done. Now you have to activate, because if you will not activate the virtual environment, you will not be able to use it. So for that, of course, depending on the operating system, you have to write this command. Suppose we have Windows, for that you will be writing the name of the virtual environment, venv39 slash script slash activate. Once you will run this command, your virtual environment will be created. Suppose someone can have Linux, Mac, for that you can just use the source keyword and venv39 bin activate. Once you will run this command, it will work. So let's go on the hands-on experience how we can do this. So inside the same project directory like my project, we can create a one virtual environment more. First we need to install pip install virtual env. Basically when you will install pip install the virtual env, run the command, what will happen? Virtual environment will be installed inside a global environment. As of now we are working inside our project directory, so I am explaining accordingly. So now we have installed the virtual env inside our system. Now it's time to create the virtual environment. So for that we can use this command, python -m virtual env we are using, and the name of the virtual environment is venv is 13. Once you will run this command, what will happen? See, one more folder is created inside your directory. See, it also have a scripts folder, and inside python and different files are there, you can use further for your projects. Okay, now we can activate also. See, one file we are getting here from the scripts activate. What will happen if we just copy the relative path and paste here? Yes, once you will run this command, your venv13 will be activated. Now you can perform any kind of, like, you can install any kind of package depending on you. And if you are a Mac user or Linux user, the command will be changed accordingly. You have to use the source, and then after you have to write the command, your name of the project, name of the virtual environment, bin activate. Okay, we are done with this. Using Conda. So with the help of Conda, like it is extensively used in the field of machine learning, data science. Conda, basically it is not inside the Python. To use this command, basically you will have to install the Anaconda software. You can search here Anaconda, like this, Anaconda, this. You will have to install this first, depending on the, like, you are Mac user or Windows user. Once you will install this, then you can just run this command. How to create the virtual environment with the help of Conda? Just write to Conda create -n dsnv, just name of the Python version also, like it is 3.1. Once you will run this command, your virtual environment with the name dsnv will be created. And now how to activate it? Just have to use the keyword Conda activate. Just you are giving the instructions to Conda to activate the dsnv. Once you will run this command, this environment will be activated. To install the packages, so you can run this command conda install NumPy, pandas, scikit-learn. You can write as many as possible libraries you want. Now once you use the conda, so all the libraries you install inside your project directory, it is stored basically here in this file, environment.yml. So for that you will have to write this command, conda env export greater than environment.yml. So once you will run this command, all the packages you have inside your directory will be listed here with the version, specific version also. Okay, like we can create the recreate also the file. For that we can use this command conda environment create -f environment.yml. So as of now, like, I do not have a conda environment, but you can, like, try. all these commands. Just note it down. Later you can try once you have the anaconda in your system. As of now, like I do not have anaconda. See, no, so I think we have anaconda. Okay, so we can run this command. Let's start how we can use. Okay, first I will have to deactivate first. Deactivate. Okay, now we are ready. Just clear the screen. Okay, so just writing the conda create this, and suppose the environment, suppose the virtual environment name is ds-env python equal 3.10. Once run this command, the context not recognizes the name of. Okay, I think we have python 3.13, and that's why this issue is happening. Okay, no issue. Like guys, you can try this command. So now we can use Pyenv plus Venv both together, and here Pyenv helps when you need multiple Python versions. Suppose 3.8.16, 3.11.4. You need these two versions of the Python inside your project, so you can run this command pyenv install 3.8.16. It will install this inside your directory, and you can install this also. So these two versions will be installed. Now what is this set project python version? So now it is time to set the version of the python. So here you can run this command. This sets 3.11.4 as a version for the current folder. Now it's time to create the environment. So this is the command, easy command we have seen earlier also in the beginning. Python -m venv, name of the virtual environment means .venv, and then you have to run. This is the Linux Mac command, but if you are Windows user, just you have to use venv/script/activate. It will work. Now there are other methods also using Pipx. With the help of Pipx, basically you can install these are the simple commands. Pipx is designed for the installing CLI command line interface tools in the isolated environment. First you have to install the Pipx. You have to use this command Pipx pip install -- user Pipx, and then you have to ensure you have to write this Pipx ensure path. It will ensure the path where you have installed this Pipx. Simple. You have to just run this command inside the project directory in the VS Code. It will work surely. Now yeah, this is what, this is a CLI command. As I told you, Pipx is used to work on a CLI commands, CLI tools. So this is same. So you have to write Pipx install black. When you will run this, basically what will happen, it install the black formatter in its own isolated environment. Basically Pipx create its own isolated environment, and all the CLI tools you will install, it will be listed there. Now when you will run this command Pipx run sttpie, so runs this command, and it will run sttpie one time and without installing it. Further you can remove black once you are done with your work by using this command Pipx uninstall black. As of now I'm not going to show you this command because I have some issue path related. I was trying to ensure we can give the correct path, like system variables. From here I was trying, but I think it has some kind of issue. I try to add this path here, but it is not working somehow. But don't worry, you will run this command in your environment, in your project directory, it will surely work. See, like this is a modern approach, and it is Rust based. Most of the people is using this technique UV. So basically UV is a new Rust based tool, super fast also. UVX lets you run the tools ephemerally without installation. You have to just run this command pip install UV. UV will be installed inside your system. Now you have to run the tool ephemerally. So you have to use this command UVX 5 cause hello world. This runs Python cause temporarily, no permanent installation happens. Now, how you will install the CLI command, CLI tools? You can do this work with UV also. UV tool install rough. It will work, and you can check later version also with the help of this command. UVX rough hyphen version. It will work. Now, so we have seen multiple methods to create the virtual environment inside our system for our project purpose. Now, this is the just a tool comparison list which I have showing in front of you. You can like check which tool you should use when. First is Venv. It is best for the apps. Whenever you are creating the app or you are working on a web development project, Venv is good. And basically limitations also are there. No interpreter management. Venv is simple to use. It is lightweight, but it doesn't manage the interpreter. Second one is virtualenv. Of course, for the legacy system, it like works so good. We have seen also. And limitations like extra dependencies. Whenever you will install any package with the help of virtualenv, you'll get other kind of dependencies also. Conda, it's like most adaptable approach in the data science domain, machine learning projects. It's heavy and it is slower also whenever because it uses its own interpreter anaconda. With the help of this, you can install any kind of package, any kind of Python version inside this. We have also seen, but due to some issue like system related issue, I could not install the package. But if you will install the anaconda inside your system, it will work. Fourth one is Pyenv. It is multi-version projects, manages the Python version. You can install any kind of Python version with the help of this, and it has limitation only interpreter management. Of course, Python in an environment handle the interpreter management so well. Pipx, with the help of Pipx and UV, both you can basically install the CLI tools. Pipx is little bit slower. It is not used for the projects, but UV is a modern approach. It is used by different domains. It is fast and new, and it has limited ecosystem also. This is a kind of drawback. Now, see, you have to ensure that your path is correct. Like these are troubleshooting common issues and fixes related to the activation. When you're suppose you created the virtual environment but it is not activating, so related to that you can have issue. You can use these commands. We have seen this also for Conda, Python, different types are there. Now this is the cheat sheet I have prepared to all of you. If you are using Venv, virtualenv, Conda, so all the commands are there. You can refer this. So what are the best practices? So always use requirements.txt. Means first technique we have seen in the VS Code. It also good for the reproducibility, but prefer the Conda for heavy binary depths. Like suppose you are working on a deep learning projects or any kind of reinforcement learning, so Conda would be good because it can also handle the heavy use case also. Keep the global Python clean. Use Pipx for the global CLI commands. So whenever you are working on a project, you should also refer to the virtual environment, because if you like any conflict happen in the global, it will affect your overall system. These are the key takeaways. Venv for the light apps we have seen, Conda for data science, Pyenv when multiple Python versions you are needed, Pipx UV for the CLI tools. Choose a tool based on project's need, depends on a use case.